Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of the brand new foundation by NYX Cosmetics, and that is the Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. So I bought mine from Debenhams because when I bought it at the time, it was the only place in the UK that had released it. For some reason NYX UK hadn't. Weird. Anyway, so this costs £15 and it is a 30ml foundation, so a standard size. It comes in a glass bottle but with a plastic lid, which is a little bit odd. I tend to prefer plastic casing because it's just a lot more user-friendly, less likely to break, easier to transport, less weight, that sort of thing. So the shade that I bought was in Beige, and I have used it now a couple of times, so I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts before I also do a demo so that you guys can see how it works with my skin. Altogether there are, I'm just reading from their website, 45 shades, which is excellent and amazing. NYX Cosmetics generally has quite a large selection of shades for more of their newer foundations, I would say, rather than their older ones. So what it says on their website is lightweight, waterproof and pigmented AF. Our new Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation hustles as hard as you do. This comfy liquid formula comes in 45 flattering tones that doesn't transfer. Every creamy shade glides on smooth, delivering matte coverage and colour that stays true for up to 24 hours. Our little overachiever also works to control shine and mattify your complexion all day long. But it doesn't stop there. This foundation is non-comedogenic and suitable for normal, oily, combination and sensitive skin types. So obviously they're claiming that it is just the best of the best of the best. Now, for me, in terms of what they had to say, yes, I would say it's lightweight. Waterproof, I'm not sure, because it can be very difficult to determine whether something is waterproof just wearing it day to day. It's not really rained. I've not really been in any contact with any water, so I can't say. Pigmented AF. Now, I do have to say that when it comes to other full coverage foundations, for example, the Jouer Essential Coverage one and the Huda Beauty Faux Filter, all I need for somebody like me who's got textured skin, who's got open pores, who's got pigmentation and scarring, red marks from scarring from spots and stuff, those foundations I only need to apply one layer because they are that pigmented. This one I need to apply 2 layers. So I would dispute their claim that this is as pigmented as those other full coverage foundations on the market. Yes, it is creamy, delivering a matte coverage. Yes, I would say it is a matte foundation, but I would say it's more of a natural matte rather than an overly matte foundation. Overly matte ones, I just don't find them to be natural because nobody's skin is natural. Nobody's skin is naturally matte. And a colour that stays true to colour for up to 24 hours. Now, I have not worn it for 24 hours. I don't think anybody would, unless you're travelling. But I would say that the reason that they've said it stays true to colour is because it's their way of saying that it doesn't oxidise, which is correct. It does not oxidise. Control shine, mattify your complexion all day long. Now, I have to say that I find this foundation performed quite well. Is it the best full coverage foundation on the market? I would say no. I would say it's an okay foundation. I would personally give this a 8 out of 10. It does not transfer immediately, but towards the end of the day, you definitely get a bit of transfer, but not as much as with other foundations. Now, I also have to say that I powdered my face as I normally do with normal powder, whatever powder it is. And I found that the areas where I had applied extra powder, which would be my chin, my nose and my forehead, because that's where I also apply concealer, those areas tended to stay shine free longer than other areas of my face. I found that I started to get a little bit shiny towards about hour 9 or 10, which is not so bad. And then I was able to fix that by just applying a little bit of mattifying powder to keep it in place. Now, I also found that it had started to separate on my face as well, and it separated around my nose area and around my chin area where it was a lot more visible around the edges after about 9 to 10 hours as well. So even though it was still quite matte in those areas because of the powder, the foundation had still started to separate slightly. It wasn't overly noticeable to other people, but definitely to myself as somebody who was reviewing a foundation and looking out for those signs intentionally. So I would say that yes, it does control shine and keep fairly matte, but that is with the help of other products. On its own, that will not happen. I do find that it applies beautifully to the skin. It glides on. It's got a semi-liquidy finish to it. It's not too thick. It's not too runny. It applies nicely. But like I said, I do dispute the claim of it being as pigmented as they claim, and also saying that it is non-transferable. I've said it to you guys before, when a brand specifically uses those words non-transferable, I will test that. It is better, if anything, for you not to mention that, and for people to be pleasantly surprised that it transfers a little bit, but not so much. When you put out that claim non-transferable, I expect to go like this and there should be nothing there. But if I did do that, it would come off on my hand. So those are the reasons why I give this foundation a 8 out of 10. It's a good enough foundation. Quite a lot of people will like it. Me, I'm quite critical when it comes to most foundations and brands, just because that is the purpose of this channel, for me to be overly critical. It is definitely a foundation that a lot of people will like. Towards our 10 to 12, when there had been a little bit of movement or whatever and a little bit of shine, I still looked quite naturally glowy and I wasn't greasy looking. So I still look like I could be out and about and go out. Like, let's say if I'd put it on in the morning and I could go out in the evening, but I would have to powder it down slightly. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys a demo. First off, I'm going to apply the NYX Total Control Drop Primer on my face to prime my face, followed by the foundation. And the brush that I'm going to use, I prefer to use a brush for this kind of foundation. It's one of the NYX brushes because it's the only one that I could find that was clean. They're all blooming dirty. And then I'm going to set my face using the NYX HD finishing powder. It's a baby one. So blend that all in, your primer, whichever your primer of choice is. I'm just using this one because it is a NYX video, so I thought it made sense to use NYX. So just blend that all in, so now I look nice and red, but my face is nicely primed. So what they say is to make sure that you shake it very well. So shake, 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 shake. See here, you can see the shade Beige, which has got quite a lot of yellow to it, by the way. Right, so this is one layer of the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. My standard marker to check how full coverage something is always to see this beauty spot on my face. Can I still see it? Yeah, I can. It is slightly muted up, but not completely. A full coverage foundation should pretty much make that 90% invisible, I would say. And this is the reason why you guys can see that I need to apply another layer to this area here, my cheek area, which has got a little bit more that needs to be covered. But as you can see, in terms of the color, it is a very yellowy shade. I personally feel that it might be a tiny bit light for me because I'm still carrying that tan that we had with the heat wave over the summer. But I know that in the next couple of weeks it will fade and it will be a perfect match for me. The shade down, I do believe, is too dark, and then the shade up is too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply another blob of this to my cheeks, just so that I can cover those extra areas with a bit of extra product. And there we have it. We have 1.5 layers, I would say. Now, the one thing I will say about this foundation is that I find that because it is matte as well as full coverage, it sits on my face the same way that the Huda Beauty faux filter one does, in that because I've got textured skin, it kind of emphasizes the texture more than it should, which is why I generally tend to prefer ones which are not so matte. I prefer ones which, even if they are called matte, they've still got a nice kind of natural sheen to it, if that makes sense. Okay, now that I've let it set on my face for a couple of minutes, it's now dry and slight transfer onto my hands, but it feels quite matte as well. But this is where, when it's still fresh, where I feel that my textured skin is slightly emphasized. But one thing I have to say is, once the day starts to go on and the natural oils in your skin start to come out, that's when it starts to look a lot more natural matte. Now, all of you will not have that same issue as me because you don't all have textured skin. So for those of you that don't have textured skin or scars and whatnot that are pitted like mine, you will find that it looks very, very matte and you'll be very happy with it. So anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back to finish the review. Okay, so now my face is all finished. On my lips, I'm wearing NYX's Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Can. Everything is set. I used, like I said, the little NYX HD finishing powder to set my foundation. Everything feels nice and soft. There's no transfer, but then bear in mind, like I said, I've only had it on my face for less than an hour and I have only just gone into my kitchen to get a drink and come back. I haven't actually been in any kind of specific type of environment where it's too hot, too cold. It's actually perfect where I am right now. But yeah, so like I said, I give this foundation an 8 out of 10 for all the reasons that I've mentioned. Take from it what you will. The fact that the shade range is so large means that there will be a lot of people that will really like this a lot. I actually prefer this to the Total Control Drop Foundation. More so because it's a larger bottle. You get more for your money for £15. I think that one costs £16 and it's like half the size. And obviously the fact that it comes with a nice pump on the top, whereas that one is a dropper, it's a lot more messy. This one is a lot more tidy as well. So that's it for my review along with a demo of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to let me know below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.